Okay, let's now begin business, the business of the day, as we do here on Breakfast Central, with wake-up conversations. In a decisive move to reallocate police manpower towards core security duties, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu issued an executive order on November the 30th, 2025, mandated the withdrawal of police escorts and from private individuals and non-essential VIPs. The Nigerian police force wasted no time launching a full-scale crackdown the very next day, with Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun instructing all commands and specialized units to arrest any officer found flouting the directive. The presidency has also called on citizens to actively monitor and report violations, encouraging the public to document instances of unauthorized escorts using photos or videos, while certain government officials will retain protection due to the sensitive nature of their roles. The policy marks a significant shift in prioritizing national security over privilege. Enforcement is already in motion, and early signs suggest the administration is serious about seeing this through. Well, let's take a listen to the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun.
The recent presidential directive on the withdrawal of police personnel deployed for VIP protection is a strategic and deliberate realignment of our national policing priorities. This policy decision is rooted not in sentiment, but in necessity, reflecting the current security demands of our nation and reinforcing the fundamental purpose for which the police force exists: the protection of our people, the defense of our communities, and the safeguarding of public order. It's important to emphasize that this action is a patriotic, forward-looking, and operationally prudent measure designed to strengthen our manpower capacity for critical frontline policing functions. With the security environment placing increasing pressure on unprotected populations and vulnerable communities, and in this regard, we wish to assure members of the public that this withdrawal will enable the force to expand deployment into areas where policing input has the most meaningful public safety outcomes. These include, but are not limited to, large-scale population protection operations, rural and township security fortification, intensified police feasibility and patrol spread, investigative response expansion, and tactical containment of emerging violent threats. Simply put, this policy ensures that more officers are repositioned from personalized security duties to collective public protection responsibilities, where their acts are most urgently required. However, while we move decisively to implement this directive, we must also act responsibly to manage its execution. We are mindful of the risk of misinterpretation, misinformation, and exploitation by undesirable elements who may seek to capitalize on the situation for personal or political advantage, or attempt to create narratives that undermine public confidence. To guard against...
There you have it, the Inspector General of the Nigerian Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, reiterating the withdrawal of VIP police from escort duties to core policing functions. He also mentioned the vast ungoverned spaces and under-police spaces where this manpower will be deployed to. And also, just to reiterate that this is not the first time we're hearing Inspector Generals of Police withdraw security escorts from VIPs in Nigeria. It's happened in the past, in the tenure of previous Inspector Generals of Police, but this time around, things seem to be different because we're seeing compliance with enforcement. The last time the IG spoke, he spoke about 11,000 policemen as a result of this have been withdrawn from VIPs that they were performing escort duties from. And I can share a personal story that there's a businessman somewhere that I know, and typically you see 5 to 6 policemen in front of his house guarding the premises. And last week I didn't see any of these policemen there. So it speaks to the fact that there might be serious compliance with this. And I must say that this is the first time Mr. President is wading in on this. And typically, the Inspector Generals of Police make this an announcement, and we wait to see whether there will be compliance or not. But now, at this critical stage in our nation, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has also waded in and shared his thoughts on the withdrawal of VIP police. Let's take a look at the President's tweets on this matter. In a State House press release by the Senior Special Advisor to Mr. President, Mr. Badaru Abubakar, he says Tinubu orders the withdrawal of police officers guarding VIP for core police duties. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered the withdrawal of police officers currently providing security for very important persons in the country. Henceforth, police authorities will deploy them to concentrate on their core police duties. The presidential directive was issued at the security meeting President Tinubu held on Sunday with the Police, Air Force, Army Chiefs and Director General of the Department of State Services, DSS, in Abuja. According to the presidential directive, VIPs who want protection will now request well-armed personnel from the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Many parts of Nigeria, especially remote areas, have few policemen at their stations, thus make the task of protecting and defending the people difficult. In view of the current security challenges facing the country, President Tinubu is desirous of boosting police presence in all communities. Already, President Tinubu has approved the recruitment of 30,000 additional police officers. The federal government is also collaborating with the states to upgrade police training facilities nationwide. Sunday's meeting was attended by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Kevin Aneke, the Inspector General of Police, Kade Betoko, and the Director General of the Department of State Services, Tosin Adiola Ajayi, signed a special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. So there you have it. And I mean, Nigerians are questioning if what's the point if you're withdrawing police escorts for VIP duties and you're replacing them with well-armed NSCDC officers? Why can't those well-armed NSCD officers be deployed to communities that lack security, vulnerable communities and ungoverned spaces to protect the people? After all, the ordinary Nigerians should come first in terms of priority because they are more in number. So are you not robbing Peter to pay Paul if you use this NSCDC officials? But let's go ahead and listen to what the Nigerians are saying this morning on X. Princeton says, my friend, who is not even a politician, traveled to the airport yesterday with 6 officers. Wow. Says it's laughable. You'd be joking if you thought it would be accepted in a classist state like Nigeria, where reputation is judged solely by the possessions and offerings rather than actions, says Princeton. Olatunji Ijaware says the fact still remains that the police are always available for hire, and it's so disheartening that the police who are supposed to be the masses, who are supposed to be for the masses, are used as a mercenary for hire, even when their salary is being paid by the taxpayers. Nigeria needs serious restructuring. The directive, Mr. George says, the directive sounds bold on paper, but the real test is in implementation. Will the same VIPs who demand escorts suddenly comply, or will it become another selective enforcement exercise until we see top officials moving without long convoys and armed guards? It's hard to believe anything has truly changed. This is Nigeria, says Mr. George. And let's take another message from Demo 3. It says, as a Nigerian youth, if you don't have any paying job or occupation, go and train yourself and register as a vigilante or bouncer. Politicians will need you most these days. Interesting and very Hilarious tweets there. Billions 1430 says, police to arrest police care. I never see I'm Tinubu government, don't confuse. He says, billions 1430. And we have Jabani here. Jabani says, is this a good idea though? And those cops getting better pay from those they're attached to? Okay. Food for thoughts. Sports Aproko says, if this is enforced properly, it will finally redirect manpower back to real security work. Okay. I guess that's all we have on what Nigerians are saying, but yes, finally, and we thank God, and also the Lagos State government. My co-pilot is here.
What did you have to say? We thank
plane.
God. It's crazy, Gbenga.
I mean,
I was doing possibly like 120 on the highway just to get here. It's crazy. I was watching while coming, and then you made a statement that the governor had, through the commissioner, put out a circular that there wouldn't be repair works. But unfortunately, the repair works have continued
and it's causing
the gridlock is crazy. If you're to speak to anyone who lives along this axis, when they tell you what they're going through daily. Yesterday, as at 12 or 1 o'clock, let me say about between 1 and 1:30, it was chaotic. That entire axis was blocked, and it's a whole stretch. It's not just from a particular place to a particular place. So it doesn't matter as long as you live around that second toll gate area, of course, all the way down up until you get to Ikate. So that's a long stretch of traffic. I feel for those who may have to go for an emergency, it's a problem.
School routes.
The children, I saw the school children this morning, painful. Parents are trying to wake up very early. And the exams, some schools have started their examinations. You know, this is just, like I keep saying, I use the word sense, not the derogatory term, but of course in a human angle, that it's just common sense. If you're going to fix the roads, you need to preempt the people. Let them know that, listen, this will happen, which is what you did. And then people raised eyebrows and said, it's not going to work because of the timing.
And then you reacted to that by putting out a circular saying, look, this is going to be
We're going to postpone it. And then all of a sudden, you still track back. Just go ahead and do what you have to do. You do not care whether people have planned their lives, their movement. My good friend, O.C. Dirisu, they put out a statement on X while I was in traffic, and I saw the post. He said, for those who have Airbnb, and your Airbnb is beyond Lekki Phase 1, sorry, don't expect anything between now and until that road is done. And we do not know when they will finish. Quite frankly, this
there are business implications. It's disheartening. What is most disheartening is they release a communication. It wasn't forged by the Lagos State government saying that the repair works will be postponed. And we thought we had a listening government. They did this because of the uproar and the feedback they got from people. Only for them to, just damn the consequences, damn what the people are saying, and let's go ahead with this repair works. You spoke about emergencies. You spoke about school children. Time is money. We need to understand the value of time and money. And it's absolutely heartbreaking that the government doesn't seem to really care about people. Very
heartbreaking. But good enough. I mean, you did run through the stories. Very interesting times for Nigeria's security architecture. The quick switch, seeing one who just left office, and then he was spotted at the presidential villa yesterday, meeting with the president.
Can you put
it's no coincidence. Together? It's no coincidence.
So it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. And I must say this. I think General Musa
will make a fantastic.
Minister. And I'll tell you why. Remember, we had that conversation here with an in-house guest who comes regularly, Theophilus Akatuba, who said it doesn't matter whoever you put as your security.
I don't think so. That you can't put square pegs around.
Exactly. That what matters does not. And I kept telling them, and I remember we all said that. You mentioned that. Olive was here as well, and we told him it does. We are presenters. We're broadcasters. We have a journalistic background. You cannot, because for the love of I just love to be on TV to talk. You cannot just go by the roadside and pick.
And even when you pick somebody that doesn't have a journalism background, they go through rigorous training, and after so many years, that's when you hone your skills and you can say, okay, yes, we can throw this person on TV.
Absolutely. We weren't like this. We were refined. We had to pass through the fire.
I mean, to take
get to this
core
level.
civilians, look at Mr. Badaru, for example. Okay, he's the chief security officer of the state. He's interacted, he's had security meetings of Jigawa State. He was the governor, two-term governor. But on the bigger scale of it, what military background does he have?
Even the man sitting next to him. Even the man sitting next to him as well. Talk about
the Minister of State for Defense. Exactly. But the substantive minister and the Minister of State have absolutely no defense or security background. They will be learning on the job in a critical time like this in our country. I think it was, you don't play politics with some portfolios.
No.
We should have gone for security experts in the first place.
Well, don't forget that Nigerians have raised eyebrows that this seemingly or in certain case of insecurity, which is starting to cover almost the entire zones in Nigeria, is looking pretty much like politicking. So it's high time that the president sits up, and that's exactly what the president has done. Whether we like it or not, it may come as a form of, okay, let's send a letter out. According to the statement, his letter was based on the fact that his health reasons and so on. But then again, if you look at it, it's high time the president gets this matter sorted once and for all. And we're still going to track back to the United States of America, which we want to say, whether we like it or not, thank you to the president, Donald Trump.
Yes, made them sit
thank you.
And forget 2027 for a bit.
Yes, because what this has done is it has started to affect every fabric of the insecurity issue. Whether it's a dose, now we're starting to see a mixture holistically. And I think it's high time when something doesn't work. They say if it's working, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. But this one, it is completely broken. Therefore, you need to fix it. And General Musa, right before his tenure had finished, came to a conclusion. He did make some very key points in his interview on Al Jazeera. He made very, very strong points. He also was part of the people who agreed that, listen, we need to approach this issue the best way possible. There was an event in which he spoke. In that event, he told the armies, he told the soldiers who were there, and said, listen, you know when to shoot. If your life is at stake, make sure you shoot. Now, that's quite different from what we're hearing from the other soldiers who say when they release bullets, they have to account for the bullets. When the cartridges are finished, then that's all for them. But he was quite different. So,
and it was a media-friendly CDS.
Absolutely.
Yes, he was happy to do interviews.
Absolutely. So we're not saying that, oh, okay, we're expecting a turnaround miracle. Well, if that comes, I'm sure Nigerians will be so super happy. But at this point, Nigerians are actually looking for the best.
And we're still, I mean, it hasn't been appointed. Let's wait and see. But it's almost,
Gbenga.
It looks like a done deal. But
Gbenga,
I'm not Nostradamus.
So Gbenga, we don't
wait
when
and
it comes to issues like this.
Okay.
Whether you like it or not.
Because what was he doing in the villa? Did he go to wish the president compliments of the season?
Okay, wait. There's another angle to it. Let's look at it from this way. Is he also going to be on the next ambassadorial list? Because we're expecting about 109 or 102 or so. So far, so we have about 35. So maybe he's going to make the next cut as an ambassador. Is he? Does he have the diplomatic?
I wouldn't think in that way. Yeah.
Anyway, 30. That's all that we're going to say. We're just going to look at it from that aspect. But then again, that's the latest story, and that's what we're going to take a look at. Well, Gbenga, it's been a tough morning, I must say. And to all those who are joining us, please feel free to drop a comment or two. I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. Governor Deleke.
Absolutely. I know these things happened after 6 p.m. So I wonder if people are politicking at night. What's really going on? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But let's take reactions from Nigerians on X with regards to this development.
The truth shall manifest. Badaru is hale and hearty. His open clash with the Junior Minister of Defence, Matawale, and the upper hand Matawale has in and around the villa is frustrating enough for him to resign. Sickness being his reason for resigning is untruthful, dishonest, diversionary, and an afterthought. I find this very fascinating. Can we go back to that tweet from Madi Shehu? I wonder where he's getting all those insights from. The former defense minister said he's sick. Is it your sickness? He says he's hale and hearty. And did you hear about this clash with the junior minister? I never heard of that.
But the way the Minister of State for Defense carried himself, Matawale, you would think he's the substantive minister and not the Minister of State.
But remember that
And I also think, that, I don't know if you're reshuffling
anyway, let's take more
the
tweets.
cabinet.
Let's take more tweets. You can react after we're done with the tweets because of time. Adebanji says, whether he is stepping down willingly or due to mounting pressure or health grounds, the truth remains that his resignation was long overdue. He has done his part, but the situation of the country has become extremely frightening. Insecurity is eating deep into our nation. Lives are being lost daily and Nigerians are living in constant fear. At this point, we don't just need titles. We need leaders who are ready to take decisive action, restore stability and protect the people. May this resignation mark the beginning of real change. Nigeria cannot continue like this. That's what Adebanji says. Engineer Shaibu says, after 7 months of daily abductions, bandit weddings, and Boko Haram collecting taxes in Sokoto, Badaru has finally resigned on health grounds. Which health exactly? The one that suddenly appeared after Nigerians started asking why Defence Minister spends more time in Jigawa commissioning boreholes than visiting troops dying in Sambisa. Next, please. Who's resigning tomorrow? Lai Mohammed's replacement? Ooh, wow. You know who he's talking about. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. Let's take this tweet. If accountability truly means something, then Nuri Badu, Bello Matawale, and every official who has watched insecurity spread like wildfire should be next in line. Their failure aren't abstract. They are measured in lives lost and communities shattered. A resignation is injustice. It's the smallest step toward it. Real responsibility means stepping aside with the humility to let stronger hands and clearer minds rebuild the trust they've squandered. That's coming from...
and many analysts have echoed this same sentiments by Bobby there, saying that we just saw a reshuffle of service chiefs.
Yeah.
And if you're going to change services, why not change the entire security apparatus and architecture by removing the National Security Advisor and the Defence Ministers? Yeah. Anyway,
they're complete rumors here and there, but we'll take them one after the other. And the big one right now is that someone was spotted in the villa. Someone has resigned on the grounds of health issues. And there's also a switch in terms of political party, and Nigerians are still calling for help because the insecurity challenges is still very much alert and alive, rather. But let's finalize things on Wake Up Conversations with our final story. A Catholic priest in Cross River State, Reverend Father Onabe Thomas, has raised an alarm after spotting suspected terrorists near a local school, prompting swift security action. A report is seeing unfamiliar individuals behaving suspiciously around the school premises, which led to an immediate response from law enforcement. Security personnel have since been deployed to the area, and the school has been placed on high alert. While no incident has occurred, authorities are investigating the threat, and residents have been urged to remain vigilant. Let's take a look at the video.
Well, we are live here at Ijibo. As you can see, we are at Ijibo. There's a lot of pandemonium here, because the Fulani men were seen this morning very close to our primary school. You can see the primary school. This is the place, the little bush behind here that they were caught with guns, heavy armed Fulani men. This is an eyewitness, one of my church leader, the leader of the charismatic. Please, can you say something to the camera? What did you really see?
We saw Fulani heavily vested with bullet, wearing loaded, with heavy guns, heavy guns.
And you saw them camping there?
Camping just here.
A very close bush to the primary school.
So when we raised alarm, as I begin to run toward this, passing through this primary school, so in between the Sikuse and primary school, they ran to this place and they begin to run.
Just this morning of the first day of December.
It's less than 30 minutes from where.
And you can see that the whole school is ghost silent. We have closed the school. Everywhere is absolutely empty now because of the situation. I was just called. I have to run from the Paris Center and come to one of my stations, Ijibo, roadside. And this is happening live. We need help. We need help. We are seriously in danger here because we know that the Fulani camps between us here and the army barracks. There is a thick forest between Ijibo and the army barracks. And most...
I mean, the good thing is there's a thick forest between the school, Ijibo, and then the army barracks. And the good news is there's an army barracks.
Yeah, they can always call for help.
They not just help. They just need to take action immediately, decisive action, and clear that area immediately. If it means cutting down the trees, the bushes or something, I'm sorry, we're not saying the felling of trees is encouraged.
No, but I mean, look at that primary school environment. There's so many bushes there, and I mean, for snakes and reptiles, you also need to clear the surrounding areas. This doesn't look like a place for learning.
These are the security
vigilante, local security
who showed up. Aside that, Gbenga, this also goes to certify the statement the president made in his press release a few days ago, where he mentioned that please, no schools or boarding schools should be far away from the urban areas where people live, or even from city centers. And I agree with that completely.
Because they become very easy targets.
Yes, because look at that school, look at the building, just right in the middle of where you have the forest and so on and the bushes. So what it means is they could pick the children or anyone and then take them in. And the big question nobody is asking is, why is this spread happening so quickly?
Across every corner of the country.
Remember, we had drawn the map and we didn't mention Cross River because Cross River at that point in time seemed safe. We heard rumors of Port Harcourt and how it was truncated. But now, you know, Port Harcourt, south, not far off, Cross River,
so the entire
country
is on the edge with regards to insecurity.
Yeah,
but hopefully, with this movement in terms of the security architecture, we begin to see a difference.
Anyway, that's all we're going to bring to you on Wake Up Conversations. Don't forget to drop a comment or two.